What's up, my guys, and welcome back. I'm your host, Cody, and this is Marshall, and this is the Wrestling Report Card. So what I do here is I take a wrestling show, I break down each match, I give it a letter grade, and at the end, I tally them some bitches up to give that show its own report card. So tonight, it's the January 2nd, 2023, Happy New Year episode of Monday Night Raw. Not only do we start off with the invasion of the Bloodline, Roman Reigns sent the goons out Monday Night Raw, but we had total chaos throughout the night. 2 title matches, plus we take our first inside look at the roads to recovery for Cody Rhodes. And those 2 title matches, one just happens to be Seth Rollins challenging Austin Theory for the United States title. And then the Raw Women's Championship on the line, it's Bianca Bel-Air defending against Alexa Bliss. And let's just say she's had a little bit of a Bray Wyatt problem as of recently. So as y'all can tell, we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, buckle up your seatbelts, and let's get to grade. So to start off Monday Night Raw tonight, we just have an invasion from the Bloodline, and holy shit, I haven't stood up for an episode of Monday Night Raw in a long time, and I worked all weekend for the New Year's, so I was a little tired coming into this, but damn it, this got me up on my feet, and my blood pumping, so let's go. I mean, before we can even get this bitch started, Sammy and the Bloodline were out ringside just wrecking havoc. They were flipping tables, throwing shit around, and then saying that they were here to invade Monday Night Raw. And this definitely gave off early NWO WCW vibes, but this one was done a little bit better in my opinion. Y'all can hate me all you want. Now, Sammy was on the mic laying the law down. Down came none other than Kevin Owens, who was not one to talk. He just wanted to throw down. But at this time, out came Scrap Daddy Pierce, who at this point is just sick of the Bloodline. He prevented Owens from getting in the ring, so he sent in his little security team instead. But Solo Sikoa made quick work of them boys, so Adam Pierce had no other choice but to send in KO. Then, as KO was getting beat down, Pierce brought out 8 more of the members of the Raw locker room, and I don't know, if I was KO, I'd be a little bit pissed about that. Like, why didn't you tell me you knew you had reinforcements? Anyways, it's not over there though. Pierce set up matches for the entire Bloodline tonight. First, Solo Sikoa will take on Elias in a Music City street fight, because you know, we're in Nashville. Then, in a 6-man tag, it will be Sami Zayn and the Usos taking on his longtime pal, Kevin Owens, and the Street Profits. I mean, how can anyone be mad about that? And look, I know this whole angle didn't last too long, but not everything needs to. So for the opening Bloodline Invasion angle, I'm giving it a flat out A. I thought it was done brilliantly, even a little bit better than the NWO. Y'all can hate me all you want. Well, next up, we got gold on the line. That's right, I'm talking the Raw Women's Championship as Bianca Bel-Air defends her title against Alexa Bliss. And as we all know, Bliss has been drifting back into her fiendish ways as of late. Hell, she even smashed a vase over Bianca's head just 2 weeks ago. So Bianca came into this match thinking, I don't care about all that. I'm just gonna overpower this little girl. And that's exactly what she did. The Bianca Bel-Air we saw tonight was on another level, my guy. She knew she had to bring this aggression out to contend with Alexa, and at one point the champ hit a beautiful delayed suplex, followed that up with 3 straight body slams plus a standing moonsault. But even with all of that, it still wasn't enough to keep Bliss down. Bliss then drugged Bianca outside the ring by her hair, but then she got distracted by multiple men ringside, and they were wearing those creepy Bray Wyatt masks when then boom, the screen blacked out and Alexa Bliss snapped. She snapped. She started beating down the official, which obviously cost her the match, but by God, she didn't care. And I tell you what, Montez Ford, you might need to add a couple new songs to that album, my guy, because your girl just got obliterated by Alexa Bliss on live TV. We went back to the break with the crew bringing out a stretcher for the champ, but she's a stud. She didn't need it, but she did have to be helped out by her man, Tez. Now, for that match, I'm going to give it a B+. I know some people didn't like all that we didn't have an ending, but again, that protected both ladies, and we can move forward. This may be leading up to the Royal Rumble with all the stuff happening with Bray Wyatt. I really like this storyline, but we got to move up, because up next, we got Solo Sikoa taking on Elias in a Music City street fight. So, of course, There were all kinds of fun musical instruments around the ring that could also be used as weapons, and that's exactly what happened, my guy. And the boys must have gotten a fever, because the only prescription was more cowbell. Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. Elias then swung a guitar, missing, smashing it all over the ring post before sending Solo into a drum set, and I gotta say, that's what I call a drum solo, brother. Alright, don't kill me over that, I'll keep my day job. Anyways, after the break, Solo started getting his revenge as he was just whooping Elias all up and down the ramp with anything my guy could get his hands on. I tell you what, Rikishi was sitting around somewhere and he probably said, I just saw my son use a bicycle as a weapon. If you don't get that, I don't know what to tell you, my guy. Anyways, Elias then answered with a tambourine before he just annihilated Solo with an electric keyboard. I mean, he went to town on him, but somehow Sikoa was not only able to get up, but he also hit the spinning Solo. But then Elias answered with some more of that tambourine, plus an earth-shattering spine buster. Then he went to look for his guitar, went out of the crowd. Music sensation Hardy pulled out his own guitar to get to Elias, but when he went to swing it, Solo countered, and then while Solo was pounding on Elias in the corner, that dumb sumbitch Hardy jumped the barricade, grabbed that guitar, got in the ring, and smashed it over Solo's back, which was a huge mistake because it did absolutely nothing to the Street Champ. Elias tried capitalizing with that knee of his. He hit it. He went up to the top row, but as he came down, Solo hit that sumbitch with the Umaga Spike, RIP, before hitting the spinning Solo again, this time sending Elias crashing through a giant piano that was sitting ringside. And ain't nobody kicking out of that, my guy. And Solo gets the 1, 2, 3 in a banger of a match. Like, if you make me grade it, I'm going to give it an A-. You can go argue with your uncle and them. I do not care. Well, like I said, we had 2 Bloodline matches, and they coming back to back. Because up next, it's the 6-man tag between the Usos and Sami Zayn taking on the Street Profits and Kevin Owens. And we didn't wait for the bell to get this sumbitch started, as these 6 were just ready to throw down. KO kept that intensity up the whole match, even hitting Sami Zayn with the DX suck it and called him a little biatch. However, right before we went to the break, Montez Ford just seemed off over in the corner. KO reached out to tag him, and he looked like as though he was in some kind of trance. I mean, it's probably because he just saw his wife got murdered less than an hour ago, but by God, after the break, KO tagged Tez in himself, and that just set him off. He started going nuts. It was literally a one-man wrecking crew, but as they were gaining momentum back once again, out came the enforcer Solo Sikoa, who came down and caused enough of a distraction to allow Sami Zayn to hit the haluva kick onto Montez Ford back in the ring to get the 1, 2, 3. After the match, as the Bloodline were beating the holy hell out of Kevin Owens, out came Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, and by God, it's an all-out brawl on this sumbitch. They came down, they ran the Bloodline off, but this seems to be far from over again. I think it's important to keep in mind what happened with Montez Ford, especially with all the rumors of him moving over to solo competition. But for that match right there, I'm going to give it a B+. Like, I don't think in any world you can put these 6 guys in the ring and they going to miss at all. Well, we got to move on, because up next, we got some singles action. It's Chad Gable taking on Dexter Lumis. Thank you. And y'all know Chad Gable is my guy, but Loomis looked really good tonight as well. And I really like that kip up leg drop that he hit. I tell you what, Otis tried getting involved, but that backfired as Loomis not only sent him into the ring post, but he was able to get back in the ring, counter Gable with a roll up to get the 1, 2, 3. Hey, I like that match. I'm going to give it a B-. It was short, it was sweet, and did what it needed to do. I mean, you know, I'm never happy when my guy Chad Gable loses, but it is what it is. Up next, for the first time in a long time, we hear from the band. That's right. We take a look into the roads to recovery for my guy Cody Rhodes. See what I did there? Now, I was at WrestleMania this past year with the boys, and believe you me when I tell you that that place was electric when his music hit and Cody Rhodes came out. And remember, ever since he was a kid, Cody's lifelong dream was to win the WWE Championship for his late father, the son of a plumber, Dusty Rhodes. Unfortunately, in his return, he suffered a torn pec before his Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins, but that's just a minor setback for a major comeback. And I tell you what, whenever Mr. Rhodes does make his return at Royal Rumble, it's gonna be big time, and I honestly cannot wait. But we gotta get back to the ring because next up, Bayley came down to the ring with Damage Control and she was just gloating about her victory over Becky Lynch when lo and behold, the man's music hit and out she came. Becky came out and said, hey Bayley, since this all started in Nashville last summer at SummerSlam, it's only right that me and you finish this sumbitch right here tonight in Nashville. So Bayley, being the heel that she is, turned that down, but she went on to say, go on and find you a partner. Y'all can take on my girl's Damage Control in a tag match. Unfortunately, Bex didn't have her phone on her to call anybody, but she said, screw it, I'll take them both on myself. So we came back from the break to Scrap Daddy Pierce, making the match official, and the man started off hot, but then the numbers games just caught up to her as the champ started going to work on Becky as they had Bayley ringside cheering them on and just heckling the man. Now remember, this was labeled as a tag match, not a handicap match, and for good reason, as Damage Control was just stopping a mud hole in the man's ass, outran none other than Mia Yim to even the odds, joining Becky's side. She tagged him and gave Becky a much needed breather. Then the two almost got the dub after hitting Dakota Kai with a double superplex off the ropes, but Io was Johnny on the spot to break it up. By this time, the man had enough of Bayley flapping her gums, and she just went out and opened a can of whoop ass all over Bayley. However, back in the ring, this allowed the champs to do what they do best, and before Becky Lynch could even turn around, Damage Control was getting the 1-2-3 over Mia Yim, and for that tag match being thrown together like that, I'm gonna give it a B. I thought these ladies really showed up and performed tonight. Well, we then go to the video monitor, and I shit you not, it's Dom Mysterio, who, as y'all know, on Christmas got arrested and went to jail for like probably 3-4 hours. Well, he's on screen letting us know that he did hard time. I tell you what, I thought this was hilarious, and I think Dom is killing this role as a heel because if y'all remember as a babyface, yeah, Dom was not the move, my guy, but we gotta give him credit where it's due. Man, I'm out of breath, so y'all know what that means. That's enough of the talk because it's time for the main event. We got Seth Rollins challenging Austin Theory for his United States title. So Theory came into this match looking to prove that Seth Rollins is the past and that he is the now. I don't know, he's the one that says it, not me. But damn, did this crowd love Seth Rollins or what? Nashville was jumping for this main event, and for good reason, as these are two of the best in-ring performers in the WWE today. And it didn't take long for this sumbitch to kick off. I tell you what, before the first break, Rollins had Theory sprawled out over the barricade. He then hopped his ass up on that announce table, who's had a long night, and hit him with a stomp, sending Theory's ass crashing down onto the floor. Then, after some back and forth action between both guys, we fast forward to after the second break, and business was picking up, my guy. Atop the ropes, Rollins hit the superplex, went for the Falcon Arrow, but somehow Theory was able to counter mid-move with a beautiful neck breaker. They then traded super kicks, leaving both guys laid out in the ring. They got up, and at this point, this wasn't no wrestling match anymore. This sumbitch turned into a ballroom brawl that you'd see in the likes of Muskogee, Oklahoma. I tell you what, Seth then loaded up for the stomp, but that knee of his gave out, allowing Theory to escape. And I mean that literally. He really tried leaving with this belt, but he didn't get far before Rollins drug his ass back in the ring, and boom, he landed on another super kick. He then climbed the ropes, followed that up with a one-legged frog splash, but somehow the champ kicked out. Then, as Theory went for the A-Town down, he accidentally sent Seth crashing into the ref, and with that ref down, Seth then hit the pedigree, but as we had to wait on a second referee to come down, that delay allowed Theory to kick out once again. Then, as Theory almost sent Seth into the second ref, it caused that ref to flinch, and during that, Theory smartly hit Rollins below the belt, and then went even lower as he attacked Seth's injured knee, and by the time the ref turned around, Theory was making the cover on Seth Rollins to get the 1-2-3 and retain that their United States Championship. America. I mean, for that main event, I'm gonna give it a B+. It took a little while to get going, but when it did, those two just put on a show, my guy. Woo, man. I'm out of breath, I'm out of a voice, I don't even know what else to tell y'all, but y'all know what time it is. We've come to the end of another show where we got all the grades in. Now let's take a look at that report card. After tallying everything up, we came out with a final letter grade of a B+, that's right, in 88%. Hey, what an episode to start the year. Again, I really love that Bloodline angle. Y'all can hate me all you want, because y'all the twos And we the ones, baby. Hey, I do appreciate everybody that does tune in, man. Y'all have no idea how much that means to me. I'm getting close to 300 subscribers. Just had my 7th video break 1,000 views. Like, seriously, y'all have no idea. Well, I'm Cody. I'm signing off. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you can like the video, comment on the video. Always can let me know how dumb this mullet looks. Other than that, I hope all y'all stay safe. Happy New Year's, and have a nice day.